everybody! Today we will crochet the Cadie Cocoon Shrug. This shrug can be made in sizes XS to 6XL. The pattern for this cocoon cardigan is very easy using only chains and double crochets. This shrug can be worn in two ways by just turning it upside down. I have left the pictures on the screen so you can see. This shrug is very easy to make because we will not do any shaping. We will just make this shrug from one single rectangle by folding. The written pattern along with the timestamps has been linked in the description box below. This is a step-by-step beginner-friendly tutorial. Hello and welcome to Let's All Crochet. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. You can join my newsletter for updates and goodies. It is linked in the description box below. We are going to need the following material to crochet this cocoon shrug. I am using Big Twist, which is 100% acrylic yarn. You do not need to use the same yarn. You can use any medium weight or weight 4 yarn to crochet this shrug. Each skein has 380 yards or 170 grams of yarn. The color that I am using is sapphire. I am going to need the approximate amount of yarn needed for all the sizes in the description box below. Other material we are going to need is a 5.5mm or an eye-size crochet hook, scissors, a measuring tape, a tapestry needle and some stitch markers to mark the armholes. Now let's begin. So this is a rough schematic of our cocoon shrug. We are going to begin by chaining the width of this shrug. Then we are going to repeat the rows till we reach the required height. I am going to leave the measurements for all the sizes in the description box below. So once we finish making the rectangle for our size, we are going to fold this in half. So just fold it like this and we are going to create armholes. We will make one armhole here and one armhole here. We will do this by just sewing from the bottom up till the armhole here. Do the same on this side, so from the bottom up till the armhole here, and then we will open up our shrug. So it will look like this, and then we'll just add a border for our shrug for the center of our shrug and the armholes, and our shrug will be ready to wear. So as you can see, we will just make it from a simple rectangle with minimal sewing. We are going to chain the width and we are going to chain a multiple of 12 plus 3 for the shrug. So you can make this any size you want, and I am going to show you how to do this. Begin with a slip knot. We can make this however we want. Now for my shrug, I am going to chain 40 inches in width. We are going to chain a multiple of 12 plus 3. For this, we are going to chain 12 first. To chain, we are going to yarn over and then pull through this loop. This is our first chain, yarn over and pull through. This is our second chain, yarn over and pull through. Our third chain, fourth chain, fifth chain, sixth chain, 7th, 8th, 9, 10, 11 and 12. So you can count and make sure you have 12. Now we are going to chain 12 again. So yarn over and pull through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. Now chain 12 again. So we are going to continue in the same way, chaining 12 till we have the width that we want. I will meet you once we finish. So now I have finished chaining the width of my shrug, and to the end of this chain we are going to add 3 more chains. So that is our 12 plus 3. Yarn over and pull through 1, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 3. And this is the end of our chain. Now we are going to begin row 1. So we can work into this top loop or the back bump wherever we want. I'm going to work into the top loop. We're going to double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. The loop on the hook does not count as a chain. Skip this first chain, skip the second chain, skip the third chain. This is the 4th chain. So we're going to make a double crochet in this 4th chain. Yarn over first. Insert your hook into the top loop or the back loop. Then we're going to yarn over and pull through. We have 3 loops on a hook. Yarn over and pull through the first 2. We have 2 loops on a hook, yarn over and pull through the last 2. So this is our double crochet. Now we are going to double crochet in the next chain as well. So we can see this is the chain we have worked into. Go to the next V that you see, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over and pull through. We have 3 loops, yarn over and pull through 2. We have 2 loops on our hook, yarn over and pull through the last 2. Double crochet in the next chain. Double crochet in the next. And double crochet in the next. So we're going to make one more double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook into the next chain, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So we're just going to count our double crochets. This first chain 3 that we had skipped is going to count as a double crochet, and then we have made 6 more double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So now we are going to chain 1, yarn over and pull through. So this is our chain 1. We are going to skip this next chain. We worked in this chain, skip the next chain, and in this very next chain we are going to make a double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook into the chain, make your double crochet. We are going to do this again. Yarn over and pull through. This is our chain 1. We are going to skip this next chain, and in the next chain we are going to make a double crochet. And we are going to do this once more. Chain 1, skip the next chain, and in the next chain make a double crochet. Now from the next chain onwards, we are going to make a double crochet in the next 6 chains. So let's do that together. Yarn over, go to the next chain, make 1 double crochet. Yarn over, next chain 2. Yarn over, next chain 3. Yarn over, next chain 4. Yarn over, next chain 5. Yarn over, next chain 6. Now we are going to do the same thing that we did here. We are going to chain 1, skip the next chain and double crochet in the next. Let's do it again. Chain 1, skip this next chain and double crochet in the next. Do it once more. Chain 1, skip the next, double crochet in the next. So we're just going to repeat the similar pattern of these solid double crochets and then these little spaces. So I'm going to show you the repeat pattern once more. I'm going to begin with 6 double crochet in the next 6 chains. Let's do that. Starting from this next chain, yarn over, insert your hook, 1, in the next chain 2, in the next chain 3, in the next chain 4, in the next chain 5, and in the next chain 6. Now we are going to chain 1, skip 1 chain, double crochet in the next chain 3 times. So chain 1, skip this next chain, and in the next chain we will make a double crochet. Do that again. Chain 1, skip the next chain, and in the next chain make a double crochet. Chain 1, skip the next chain, in the next chain make a double crochet. So this is a repeat pattern for this row. We're going to make a double crochet in the next 6 chains. Then we're going to chain 1, skip the next chain, double crochet in the next chain, chain 1, skip the next, double crochet in the next, chain 1, skip the next, double crochet in the next. Continue this till you reach the end of the row. I will meet you there. So I've reached the end of row 1, and as you can see, my very last double crochet lies in the very last chain. So if you have chained a multiple of 12 plus 3, your last double crochet must lie in the last chain. Let's go to row 2, chain 4. So we're going to yarn over and then pull through 1, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 3, yarn over and pull through 4. So we're going to begin row 2 with 4 chains and then we're going to turn our work. So these 4 chains are actually 1 double crochet and 1 chain 1. So the first 3 chains are a double crochet and the last one is a chain 1. Now we are going to skip this double crochet and we're going to jump to this next double crochet that we see here and make a double crochet in it. Yarn over, insert your hook below both the loops of the V of this double crochet. So make sure you're going to go below both the loops of the V that you see on top. Then we're going to yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. We're going to chain 1. We're going to jump to the next double crochet that we see here and we're going to make another double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook below both the loops of the V, make your double crochet. We're going to do this again. Chain 1, jump to this next double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook below both the loops of the V, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through both, yarn over and pull through both. So what we have done is we have just worked over the double crochets of the previous row. We're not going to work into these little spaces that we see. We're going to double crochet in the next 6 double crochet. Yarn over, make sure you go below both the loops of the V, make your first double crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So we have made a double crochet in all the double crochets. Now let's begin the repeat pattern for this row. We're going to chain 1. We're going to skip over this little space that we see here, jump to this double crochet that we see, and we're going to make a double crochet in it. We're going to do this again. Chain 1, skip over the space, and in this double crochet, we're going to make a double crochet. We're going to chain 1, skip over the space, and in this double crochet, we're going to make a double crochet. So you can see the pattern is resembling the row below. Now we're going to make a double crochet in these next 6 double crochets. So starting from this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So we're just going to continue the same pattern till the end of the row and I'm going to meet you there. So we can see the spaces here. So we're going to work our chain 1, double crochet in this double crochet, chain 1 again, make a double crochet in the next double crochet, chain 1 again, double crochet in the next double crochet, and then make a double crochet in all the 6 double crochet. Repeat the pattern till the end of the row and I will meet you there. I have reached the end of row 2 now. So I have made all the chain 1 double crochet, chain 1 double crochet and chain 1 double crochet. I have the 6 double crochet left. Let's work them together. So make a double crochet in this next double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now you will see we have reached our last double crochet here. So we're going to make our 5th double crochet in this last double crochet. And we have come to this chain 3 that we had skipped while starting row 1. So we're going to count this as a double crochet and find the 3rd chain which is at the top here and make a double crochet in it. So at the bottom here, this is the first chain, this is the second chain, and at the top here, this is the 3rd chain. Make a double crochet in it. So yarn over, insert your hook. I'm going to go below 2 loops of the chain and make a double crochet. So this is the end of row 2. Row 3, begin with a chain 3, yarn over and pull through 1, 2 and 3. this is a double crochet. Turn your work. So we're not going to work into this first double crochet. So we're going to double crochet in the next 6 double crochet. So starting from the second double crochet, make a double crochet in it, yarn over, insert your hook below both the loops of the V as always. This is our first. The next one second. In the next double crochet 3. In the next double crochet 4. In the next double crochet 5. And in the last 6. So counting this chain 3, we have 7 double crochet so far. So now we have reached all the chain 1 spaces. We're going to chain 1, skip this space and double crochet in this next double crochet. Do that again. We're going to chain 1, skip this space, and in this double crochet we will make a double crochet and do it once more. Chain 1, jump to this next double crochet and make a double crochet in it. Let's begin our repeat pattern for row 3. So we're going to double crochet in these next 6 double crochet, starting from the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And now we have reached all the chain 1 spaces. We're going to chain 1, skip this space, double crochet in the next double crochet, chain 1, jump to this next double crochet, make a double crochet in it, chain 1, jump to next double crochet that we see here and make a double crochet in it. So we're just going to repeat this pattern till the end of the row. We're going to double crochet in the next 6 double crochet, then we're going to chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1 and double crochet. Continue till the end of the row. So I've reached the end of the row and I just want to show you how to work this very last part. So I've made double crochets in the next 6 double crochets and I have the chain 1 spaces and the double crochets left. So we're going to chain 1, double crochet in the next double crochet. We're going to chain 1 again, double crochet in the next double crochet. And now we can see we have 4 chains. This is what we had started row 2 with. So we're going to just skip this very next chain. And in this next chain, which is also the third chain of the chain 4, we're going to make a double crochet. So you can see this is a double crochet. We have worked a double crochet in. So now we're going to chain 1, yarn over and pull through. And we're going to skip this next chain and double crochet in this next chain. This is the third chain of this chain 4. So yarn over, skip the next chain. In this next chain, insert your hook, make a double crochet and end this row. So far, we have been making double crochets over the double crochets and chain 1 spaces or the gaps over the gaps. In row 4, we are going to change this. So we are going to make double crochets over these spaces and we are going to make spaces over these double crochets. Row 4, we are going to begin with the chain 3 and turn our work. Yarn over and pull through 1, 2, 3. This is our first double crochet. Turn your work. So now we are going to not work into this very first double crochet. We have already made this double crochet. Jump to the space that we see here and we're going to make a double crochet in the space. So yarn over and just insert your hook into the space. Yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through, two, yarn over, pull through. So now we're going to make a double crochet in the next double crochet. Yarn over, double crochet in the space again. So just the space after the double crochet, yarn over, just insert your hook into the space like this and make your double crochet in the next double crochet here. We're going to double crochet in the space again and double crochet in the next double crochet. So now we have reached this double crochet chunk and we are going to make our spaces over this. So we're going to chain 1 first. We're going to skip this next double crochet and double crochet in the next. So yarn over, insert your hook, make a double crochet. We're going to do this again. Chain 1, skip the next double crochet and in the next double crochet we're going to make a double crochet. And we're going to do this once again. Chain 1, skip the next double crochet. In the next double crochet, we are going to make a double crochet. So let's begin the repeat pattern for this row. We're going to double crochet in the space first, yarn over, insert your hook into the space, make a double crochet in the next double crochet in the next space, double crochet in the next double crochet in the next space, and double crochet in the next double crochet. So we can see we have made double crochets over these spaces. And now once we reach the solid double crochets that we see here, we're going to make some spaces. So we're going to chain 1, skip the next double crochet, into the next we're going to make a double crochet. We're going to do this again, chain 1, skip the next double crochet, into the next double crochet, make a double crochet. Do this again, chain 1, skip the next double crochet, and in the next double crochet make a double crochet. So in the same way, we're just going to continue repeating this pattern till the end of the row, and I will meet you there. Reach the end of row 4 and let's work this last part together. So over all the chain 1 spaces, I have made my chunk of double crochets, and now we have reached our chunk of double crochets. We're going to make our gaps or the chain 1 spaces. So we're going to chain 1, skip the next double crochet in the next double crochet, chain 1 again, skip the next double crochet in the next. Now we're going to chain 1 again, and now we can see we have only 1 double crochet left, and then we have our 3 chains. So this was our first double crochet of the row. We're going to find the third chain which is at the top here and make a double crochet in it. Count from the bottom, 1, 2. This is my third chain. Yarn over, insert your hook into the third chain and make your very last double crochet. This is the end of row 4. So row 5, 6 and 7 are the same as row 2, 3 and 4. Row 5 is the same as row 2, row 6 is the same as row 3, and row 7 is the same as row 4. So what you're going to do is just click on the timestamps below, go to row 2 and follow the pattern for row 2 next. Then you will follow the pattern for row 3 and then you will follow the pattern for row 4. So I will meet you once we finish row 7. So as you can see, I have finished crocheting till row 7. Let's continue from row 8. Row 8 to row 12 are also repeats of rows. So for row 8, you're going to repeat row 2. For row 9, you will repeat row 3. For row 10, you're going to repeat row 4. For row 11, repeat row 5. For row 12, repeat row 6. So you're just going to repeat row 2 to row 6 now. I will see you once you finish. So I've finished crocheting my shrug till row 12, and from now on, we're just going to repeat from row 7 to row 12 for pattern till we have the required height of our rectangle. We're going to start repeating row 7, then row 8, then row 9, then 10, 11, 12. Go back to row 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Continue till you have the required height, and I will meet you once you finish. So I've finished making this entire rectangle now. We're going to fold it and add stitch markers. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Now I have made a small version of the shrug so that I can show it easily on the camera. You're going to do this with your shrug. So I've finished the entire height of the shrug, and this is my last repeat of row 12. Now we are going to cut this yarn, but we are going to leave a long tail so that we can use this to sew the sides. So this tail should be as long as the side of our shrug or a little longer than the side, about 20 to 25 inches. And now we're just going to cut the yarn. Once we cut the yarn, we're going to pull out a loop by tugging on this hook. Now we want to make sure that the right side of this shrug faces up. So I'm just going to turn my shrug. The slip knot should be at the bottom left, and this is the right side of our shrug. So on the screen, you can see that this is my actual rectangle or my actual shrug. So this is my shrug. The slip knot is at the bottom left. This is my very last row at the top here, and we're going to fold this in half so that we can make our armholes. To fold this in half, bring this last row towards the first row like this. So now we have the wrong side of our shrug facing up. Now we are going to add stitch markers to the side here, and on the top we are going to have our armhole, and we are going to sew from the bottom up till the armhole. We'll do the same for this side. So we're going to add a stitch marker to the side here, and on the top we're going to have our armhole which will be open, and we're going to start closing from the bottom up till we reach the stitch marker. So in the description box below, I'm going to leave some general sizes for this armhole. You can always decide if you want it to be smaller or bigger. So remember, I'm doing this on a mini shrug. So this is why this looks so small. When we measure for the stitch marker, we will measure from the top here. So use your ruler or your measuring tape and start measuring from the top. Measure 7 or 8 or whatever inches you want for your size from the top here till the stitch marker. Once we finish this one side, we will do exactly the same for this other side. Now we want to make sure that this measures exactly the same on both the sides. This is my shrug. These are the sides we are going to sew together. With the tail end that we left behind, sew upwards from the bottom up till the stitch marker. To close this side, I'm going to turn my shrug sideways like this. So now it will be easier to sew, and we're going to take the tail end that we had left behind and we're going to take our tapestry needle, and now we will start closing. So I'm going to start closing from the bottom. Insert your hook into the bottom corner here into the last stitch, and on the first side into the third or the last chain at the bottom here. Then tug on, we are inserting the needle. We are going to tug on our needle, and we're going to do this once more so that it is nice and firm at this end. And now we're going to continue doing the same. So with the needle, we're going to come to the first side, insert your hook here, go to the second side, insert your hook into the second side, tug on needle. Come back to the first side again, insert your hook into the second side, tug on the needle. Now you can sew however you want. This is how I do it. We're going to continue in the same way till we reach our stitch marker. What I do is I count my rows on this side and on this side and make sure they're exactly the same, so I know that I have matched my rows exactly so that the shrug looks nice and even once we finish. So I've reached the stitch marker now. We're going to weave this tail end in. We want to weave the tail end in only on one side. Don't go through both the sides when we weave it in, or we will sew the shrug close together. So I've reached exactly at the stitch marker. If you want, you can go one extra time like this at the end here, and now we're going to weave the tail end in. So just insert the needle 3 to 4 times in the opposite direction till you're sure the yarn is firmly weaved in. Do it as many times as needed. You do not want this to come out. And once you're sure the tail end is firmly weaved in, you're going to take your scissor and then cut this off. So this is my second side. I'm going to turn my shrug like this, and I'm going to close these two sides. This is my second armhole. We will sew from the bottom up till we reach the stitch marker. This is the piece of yarn I'm going to use. To close the second side, take a piece of yarn that is 25 inches long, and now we're going to start closing from the bottom. I'm going to take my needle and insert it into the last stitch on this first side and into the third chain on the second side. Tug on the needle. This here is a slip knot. I'm going to leave a small tail end. Then we're going to go again from the first side to the second side. Pull aside all the yarns so that you can work easily. Now we're going to continue in the same way, first side to second side, or you can do this however you want. Once you reach the stitch marker, we're going to weave the tail end in. So I will see you once you finish this side as well. Now we've finished closing both the sides and we're going to open up our shrug. So once we open it like this is what we will see. But this is the right side and the wrong side is on the outside. So we're going to turn this inside out. Now once we turn it inside out, we want to make sure that the chain stitches are at the bottom here. Now we are going to start the border for our shrug. Then we will make the border for the armhole here and the armhole here. We're going to need a stitch marker to make the border for the shrug. We're going to start at the bottom here, then continue like this, go across and come down to the bottom here. And then we're going to go back like this in this direction, come back here. So we're going to work the border in rows like this. We will not work a border for the bottom here. On the bottom we have our chains here and this is the top of our shrug. First thing we will do is add a stitch marker to the bottom here like this. So this is not exactly where we will start. We're going to be making a shell border. So you want to make sure that it fits perfectly and that it looks even. That is why we're going to start counting our stitches from the seam here, and I will tell you how many stitches to count. We're going to count a multiple of 4 plus 3 from the seam here. I'm going to turn my shrug like this so it is easier to see when I count. So make sure you can see all your stitches clearly and that you aren't missing any stitches. After this last gap or this last chain 1 space here, we have 1 double crochet, and this is belonging to the top half, and then we have 7 double crochets which are belonging to the bottom half here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So we have 8 double crochets in all. 1 belongs to the top and 7 belong to the bottom half. We're going to leave this very first double crochet that belongs to the top and start counting from this first double crochet that belongs to the bottom, and we're going to count 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Count 4 again. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now you will count every space as 1. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we're counting every space as 1. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so mine works out exactly, and this is my third double crochet and my stitch marker is exactly here. So what I'm going to do is just shift my stitch marker so it lies in the chain exactly below the stitch that I want to start in. So quickly check again, start counting from the very first double crochet here, which is this one, and keep counting 4, 4, 4 till you reach somewhere near the stitch marker, and then you're going to count 1, 2, 3 stitches and add your stitch marker in the third stitch. Count all your stitches from the first stitch here till here. Remember, we're not counting this one that belongs to the top half. From the first stitch of the bottom half till the stitch marker, and we're going to mark the other side in the same way. So starting from the seam, just count the same number of stitches and add your stitch marker. For the other side also you will see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stitches, 8 double crochets near the seam here. So 7 double crochets belong to this top half and 1 double crochet belongs to this bottom half. So we're going to start counting from this first double crochet, 1, then count this space as 1, 2, 3, the space is 1, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and keep counting till whatever number you want and add your stitch marker. It should be the same as this very first side. So now I have added 1 stitch marker here and 1 stitch marker here. It doesn't matter if it doesn't seem exactly the corner stitch where these two sides meet, but as long as it is somewhere close to it, it is fine, and we want to make sure we have a multiple of 4 plus 3. This is my first stitch marker, this is my second. Start the border from here and move upwards. Row 1, we're going to start by attaching the yarn here, work in this direction, go across the top and come back to the next stitch marker. We will not work in the bottom chains here, so we're going to start here. I'm just going to turn my work like this, attach the yarn here and start working in this direction. I'm going to attach the yarn in the stitch with the stitch marker, so just insert your hook into the chain like this. You will see a small gap below the double crochet and we're going to work into that gap. Just insert your hook, then we're going to catch the yarn in a loop form on the hook and we're going to pull it through. And now we are going to chain 1. Now we are going to single crochet in the same stitch. So we're going to insert our hook into the same stitch, yarn over and pull through. We have 2 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through both. This is our first single crochet. And now we're just going to single crochet in all the stitches. So go to the next stitch. You're going to find a little gap between the double crochet and the chain. Just insert your hook into the gap, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through both. Do the same in the next. And once you reach a space, now your spaces are not going to be in the same space as me, but once you reach any space, you're going to make 1 single crochet in it. Just insert your hook like this into the space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2. Single crochet in the double crochet. I'm working over this tail end also. Then we're going to single crochet in the space. So insert your hook into the space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through both. Single crochet in the next double crochet, single crochet in the space. So 1 single crochet in all the double crochets and all the spaces. Our stitches are important for the shell pattern. So what we're going to do is near the seam, we're just going to make sure we have the right number of single crochet. So I've made a single crochet in all these 6 double crochets and I have 2 left. So make a single crochet in the next and a single crochet in the next double crochet. So make sure you have a single crochet in all the double crochets. Then in the next space, single crochet. In the next double crochet, single crochet in the space, single crochet in the double crochet, and we're going to continue in the same way till we reach the next seam here. I will meet you at the next seam. Reach the next seam, and these are my 2 double crochet on either side of the seam. I'm going to make 1 single crochet in the first double crochet and 1 single crochet in the second double crochet. If you count from the very first double crochet here, this whole chunk, they're going to be 8, and we want to make sure all the single crochets are present. And we're going to go into the space, make a single crochet in the next double crochet. Now we are working in the bottom chain, single crochet in the space, single crochet in the space below the next double crochet into the chain, and continue till the end of the round. I will meet you once we reach the stitch marker. Reached the stitch marker, and I'm going to make my very last single crochet in the stitch with a stitch marker. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through both. Row 2. Now we are going to chain 3 and turn our work. 1, 2, 3, and just turn your work. So because we are working in rows, we are going to turn our work. Counting from this very first single crochet, we are going to skip the first 3 single crochet. You can see this is our chain 3. At the bottom here we have our first single crochet, then our second, and then our third. And in this next or the fourth single crochet, we are going to make a double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook into the fourth single crochet and make a double crochet. Make another double crochet in the same stitch. Yarn over, insert your hook into the very same stitch, you can see, and make another double crochet. Now we are going to chain 1, yarn over and pull through. And now we are going to go back to the same stitch and make 2 more double crochet. Yarn over, insert your hook, make 1 double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch, 2. So what we have done is made 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet, all in the same single crochet. And this is our shell for the border. So every time I say shell, I mean 2 double crochet, chain 1 and 2 double crochet, all in the same stitch. After we make a shell, we are going to skip the next 3 single crochet. We have made a shell in this single crochet, skip the next 3, 1, 2, 3. And we are going to make a shell again in this next single crochet. Yarn over, insert your hook, make a double crochet, 1 more double crochet, chain 1, 1 more double crochet in the same stitch, and 1 more double crochet. So the repeat pattern is very easy for this row. After the shell, we are going to skip the next 3 single crochet, and in the next single crochet we will make a shell. So a shell is 2 double crochets, 1, 2, chain 1 and 2 double crochets again, all in the same single crochet. We're going to skip the next 3 single crochet, make a shell in the next single crochet. Now we're going to continue doing this till we reach the end, or we reach near the last 3 single crochet. I will meet you there. So I've reached the end of the row, and as you can see, I have 3 single crochets left. 1, 2 and 3. After the shell, I have 1, 2 and 3 single crochets left. On the side here, we have our chain 1 stitch. So we're going to skip the next 2 single crochet and make a double crochet in the last single crochet. Yarn over, skip, skip and double crochet in the last single crochet. So make sure you go below both the loops of the V of the last single crochet. Yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Let's go to row 3, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. This is our first double crochet. We're going to turn our work. Row 3 is even easier than row 2. So in row 3, we are just going to make a shell in all these chain 1 spaces of the shell. So we are going to go to the center of each shell and make a shell. Let's do it together. Start with this very first shell here. So in this chain 1 space, we are going to make a shell. Yarn over, just insert your hook into the chain 1 space, make 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, chain 1 and 2 double crochet. We're going to do it again. So we're going to go to this next chain 1 space of the next shell, yarn over, insert your hook into the chain 1 space, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, chain 1 and 2 double crochet. Go to the next chain 1 space in the center of the shell. I'm going to make a shell. 1, 2 double crochet, chain 1 and 2 double crochet. So in the center of every shell, we're just going to make a shell in the chain 1 space. That is all we are going to do for this row. I'll meet you at the end of this row. I have reached the end of row 3. I have made a shell in the last chain 1 space, or this very last shell. And now we have this chain 3 that we had started with. So we're going to find the third chain, and into the third chain we're going to make a double crochet. This is the first chain, second chain, and at the top here we have the third chain. Yarn over, insert your hook into the third chain and make a double crochet. And this is the end of row 3. So now for the rest of the rows of the border, we are just going to repeat row 3 for pattern. We are going to begin with a chain 3, turn our work, make a shell in this first shell in the chain 1 space, a shell in the second shell in the chain 1 space, a shell in the third, and so on till we reach the end of the row. We are going to end by a double crochet in the third chain of the chain 3. Then we are going to chain 3, turn our work and continue in the same way. So we are going to repeat row 3 for pattern till we have the number of rows that we want. I am going to make about 9 rows in all. Make sure you make an odd number of rows. You can always wear the shrug and check the fit and decide if you want to add or subtract rows, but it must be an odd number of rows. So this is my finished shrug, and I want to show you how many rows I have made for the center border. So first we have a single crochet row 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you can always wear the shrug and add more rows if you want. After you finish making all the rows of the border, you have seen on my big shrug, I have finished all of them. I am not making the rest of the border on my mini shrug. So we are just going to continue and add a border to the bottom of the shrug where the bottom chains are, so that it looks nice and finished. You are going to add this border once you finish all the rounds or all the rows of the shell. Only then you will continue with this border. I have finished my last row here. This is an odd number row, row 9. And now we are going to continue in this direction and make a single crochet border till we reach the end here. So to make the border, I'm just going to turn my shrug. Remember that this is the right side of our shrug, and I'm going to start working first at the side of the lace here. Then I'm going to work the chains, and then last the side of the lace here. So I'm going to start working like this, go in this direction till I reach the end here. So we're not going to cut the yarn, we're going to continue with the same yarn. We're going to chain 1. And now we're going to make 2 single crochets at the side of this first row of the shell. So make 1 single crochet like this. Insert your hook again, 2. And at the side of every row, we're going to make 2 single crochet. So this is my next row. Make 2 single crochet, 1 and 2. So since I have not made the entire border for this mini shrug, I have only 2 rows, but you're going to have 7 or 8 rows or as many rows. So just make 2 single crochet at the side of every row till you reach this first single crochet row. So at the side of this first single crochet row, I'm going to make 1 single crochet. Now we will reach all these stitches or the chains at the bottom. So we are going to make 1 single crochet in all of them. Just insert your hook, single crochet. Insert your hook in this space here that we see, single crochet. Insert your hook at the bottom of the double crochet, single crochet. Insert your hook in the space, single crochet. So at the bottom of every double crochet and in all the spaces, we will make 1 single crochet each. I will meet you once we reach the end. So as you can see, I have reached the last double crochet, made a single crochet in it, and I have reached the stitch with the stitch marker. I'm going to make 1 single crochet in it. I'm going to make 1 single crochet at the side of the single crochet row. 1 single crochet at the side of the single crochet row, and then 2 single crochets at the side of all the shell rows. So 1 and 2. At the next row, 1 and 2. So you're going to continue this till you finish making it for all the rows. I have only 2 because this is a mini shrug, as you know. And once we reach the very last row, you will make 2 single crochets at the side of the very last row. which will be row 9 or row 11 depending. And then you're going to slip stitch into the same space. So just insert your hook, yarn over and then pull through the loop on your hook. And now we are going to cut this yarn. So this is my armhole and we're now going to make a border for this armhole. This is the border we had made for the center of the shrug. So let's work on the armhole now. We're going to attach the yarn at the armhole seam here. Now this is the right side of our shrug and we're going to find the armhole seam here, and this is where we're going to attach the yarn to make the armhole border. So this is my armhole seam and I'm going to attach the new yarn here. So anywhere near the seam you can attach the new yarn to make the armhole border. Remember that this is the right side of our shrug. We're working the armhole border on the right side. To attach the yarn, we're going to insert our hook where we want to attach the yarn. Take the new yarn in a loop form, catch it on our hook and pull it through. After we do this, we're going to chain 1. Yarn over and then pull through. And now we're going to make 2 single crochets at the side of this very first row. So insert your hook into the same space, yarn over and pull through. Yarn over and pull through both. Let's do it again. Insert your hook into the same space, yarn over and then pull through, yarn over and then pull through both. So we've made 2 single crochet at the side of this first row. Now this is my second row. I'm working over this tail end so that I don't have to weave it in later. You can always just weave it in later also if you want. Now just insert your hook into this next space that you see, yarn over and then pull through. Yarn over and pull through 2, 1 single crochet and 2. At the side of this next row also, I'm going to make 2 single crochet. So these are my 3 double crochet rows, you can see. And then we have our 3 chain 1 rows here. So at the side of the first double crochet, make 2 single crochet, 1 and 2. At the side of the next double crochet, 2 single crochet, 1 and 2. And at the side of the next 1 and 2. Once we reach this space here, we're going to make 2 single crochet in the space, 2 single crochet in the next space, which is the next row, and so on. So just continue all around. I will meet you once we reach the end of the round. Now once we reach the end of the round, we're just going to count our single crochet and we want a multiple of 4. So you can just adjust the single crochets a bit so that you have a multiple of 4. I will meet you once we finish. I have reached the end of the round. I have counted all my single crochet and I have 56. You must have a multiple of 4. So at the end of the round, I'm going to join by a slip stitch to the very first single crochet of the round. So here we have our chain 1 and this very first V that we see is our first single crochet. Insert your hook below both the loops of the V, yarn over and then pull through the loop on your hook. And this is the end of round 1. Let's go to round 2. Round 2 is our shell round. So we are going to work in rounds for the sleeve, unlike the center of the shrug where we have worked in rows. So we are going to begin with the chain 3, 1, 2, 3. This is our first double crochet. We're going to make another double crochet in the same space. We're trying to make a shell. So yarn over, insert your hook into the same space that you see here and make your double crochet. Then we're going to chain 1 and we're going to make 2 more double crochet in the same space. So insert your hook into the same space 1, yarn over, insert your hook into the same space 2. So we have made our first shell. This chain 3 counts as a double crochet, then a double crochet, then a chain 1 and 2 double crochet. Now we're going to skip the next 3 single crochet. So skip, skip, skip. And in the next single crochet, we will make a shell again. So we're going to make 2 double crochet. Chain 1 and 2 double crochet all in the same single crochet. In the same way, we're going to skip 3 single crochet and in the next single crochet, we will make a shell. 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet. Skip the next 3 single crochet, in the next single crochet, make a shell. So I will meet you once we reach the end of the round. So I've reached the end of the round and you will have 3 single crochet left at the end of the round. You're going to skip those. So this is my shell. This is my last 3 single crochet. Skip those and join by a slip stitch to the third chain of the first chain 3 that we had made. So this is my first chain, this is my second chain and this is my third chain. After that I have my first double crochet. So first chain, second chain, third chain. Insert your hook into the third chain, Then we're going to yarn over and pull through the loop on our hook. Round 3. So round 3, we are going to begin with 2 slip stitches. We're going to slip stitch into this next double crochet and slip stitch into this chain 1 space here. We're going to make a shell in all the chain 1 spaces. This is why we're going to slip stitch 2 times till we reach this chain 1 space. So this is my next double crochet. I'm going to insert my hook like this below both the loops of the V, yarn over and pull through the loop on my hook. Go to the chain 1 space, insert your hook, yarn over and pull through the loop on the hook. And now we're going to begin our shell patterns. We're going to chain 3. Remember, this counts as a double crochet. Then we're going to make a double crochet in the chain 1 space. Then we are going to chain 1 and make 2 double crochets in the same space, 1 and 2. So you can see we have made a shell in the chain 1 space. Now we are just going to jump to this next chain 1 space and make a shell in this space. So you will have 4 double crochets in the middle. We're not going to work into these. Just jump to this chain 1 space and make a shell in the chain 1 space. Let's do it together. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet and double crochet. And all this is worked into the chain 1 space of the previous shell. We'll go to the next chain 1 space and work a shell in this space. Go to the next chain 1 space, work a shell in this space. The next chain 1 space, work a shell in this space. Continue till you reach the end of the round and I will meet you once you finish. I've reached the end of round 3 and I've made my last shell in the last chain 1 space. So this is the last shell of the previous row. After that, I have these 4 double crochets. I'm just going to skip over all of them and come to the chain 3. So find the first chain, second chain and third chain. Insert your hook into the top of the third chain, yarn over and pull through the loop on your hook. All the rounds from now are exactly like round 3. We're going to slip stitch twice. So this is my next double crochet. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through the loop on your hook. Go to the chain 1 space, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through the loop on your hook. Now we're going to make a shell. Chain 3, the first double crochet, make the second double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet, and we're going to find the chain 1 space of the next shell, which is here, and we're going to make a shell in this space as well. Continue till you reach the end of the round. Once you reach here, make your last shell in this last chain 1 space and join by a slip stitch to the third chain of this first chain 3. I'm going to repeat round 3 2 more times. I will meet you once I finish. I've reached the end of round 5. This is my 4th shell round. My first round was a single crochet round. Then I made 1, 2, 3 and 4 shell rounds. And at the end of the last round, I have made a slip stitch to the third chain of the chain 3. And now we are just going to cut this yarn off. I've already cut it off. Now pull out a loop by tugging on your hook. And we are going to weave this tail end in. We can weave this tail end in however we want. I'm just going to push the yarn to the back of the work. So to make it look very even, I'm going to go below both the loops of this very next stitch like this. And then insert my needle into this hook like this. Go to the back of the work now. And we're going to weave in the tail end on the wrong side. So you can do this again in any way that you want. Just go 3 to 4 times in the opposite direction. Make sure this yarn is firmly weaved in. We're just going to take a scissor and cut this tail end off. So you can add a button if you want. You can just decide where you want the button and make sure that the button fits through one of these holes. So just test the button beforehand and then just sew it onto one side, and then you can close it using one of these holes in the lace pattern. In this second way, we're going to turn the shrug upside down, and the chain is at the bottom here where we have made our single crochets, and we're going to use this as the top of our shrug now. So wear the shrug and adjust it. Decide where you want your button. So you'll just add your button in the same way as for the front of the shrug. Make sure that the button fits through any of these gaps. And you can decide exactly where you want to add your button. Add your button and on one side, and then you will close with the other side like this. So just sew your button on to one side. Thank you so much for watching. Please like if you have enjoyed this tutorial. You can join my newsletter for all Let's All Crochet updates and free goodies linked in the description box below. Please tag me on social media when you share my projects. I'll be so happy to see them. See you next time.